or the west. I mean, the west is just big, open, big sky, scenic. You know, growing up back east, you really can't see much farther than maybe 10 miles in any direction. And out here, it's not uncommon to see 100 miles if you're up on top of a mountain or more. And there's just something grand about it and majestic in a way that, you know, it's almost undescribable. I always say the east is pretty, but the west is scenic.
Well, this is our first morning. It's nice and crisp, it's not too cold. Anyway, we're heading out into a draw that they don't hunt very often here, and he's been seeing more and more cows over there. We're gonna give it a go. Every day I think they're gonna get more and more into the rut, so the mornings always seem to be better. They seem to be a little more active, so.
What draws me the most to elk hunting is probably, you know, growing up turkey hunting when I was a teenager, and you know, learning how to call and be strategic about moving, and then whitetails, you know, doing everything with big game hunting and bow hunting. You know, elk hunting really to me is always the combination of all those things, and even more. You know, you're stalking, you're on the ground. It's just, feels like a real hunt, and something very almost primitive and primal about it, that you're really on foot, moving around, checking the wind, probably like, you know, the Native Americans did out here, and the, you know, prehistoric humans did. And it feels like the most ancient type of hunting really that I've ever experienced. You know, elk hunting, you know, you read the magazines, you look at pictures, you watch videos of hunts, and, you know, once you finally get out and you realize how tough it is and how big the land is, how steep the hills are, how little oxygen there is here, you know, you start realizing how hard of a hunt it is. You know, when we hunted this year, it was really tough. It was kind of hot and dry. The elk were just starting to get into the rut, but really not responding to the calls. So we really had to ambush them, get ahead of them, really be strategic to get in position for a bow shot, and made it really tough. And we were, you know, it just seemed like always behind them or spooking them out of there and just not able to get close. And, you know, went on for 4 or 5 days of really working hard, hiking, you know, 5 miles in one hunt and going back in the evening and doing the same thing. And, you know, really it's just always seems like once you start feeling like it's not gonna happen, then all of a sudden, boom, then it happens.
It was a good hit. Perfect. Yes, we did it, Papa. All right, he's down. Wow, he's way bigger than I thought he was. Look at that whale tail. Wow. Oh, he's busted on one side, but that's okay. Whew.
You know, walking up on an elk is just, you know, it never ceases to amaze me, just the size of these animals. I mean, they're so giant compared to anything I've ever hunted back east, you know, whitetails or anything else, and they're just so majestic, and you can't help but to have, you know, reverence and be in awe of these creatures because they're just so majestic and just really, really magical, and they fit this country behind me. I mean, they really just match how beautiful and special this landscape is.
Mossy Oak Elements Terra is our newest pattern in our Elements line, fusing nature and technology. Check it out on our website at mossyoak.com and look for it at your favorite retailer. Mossy Oak Elements Terra.